Babe?
Yeah, babe?
What the fuck have you done?
Oh, not much really. I cleaned the flat, brought the groceries home.
Yeah, I mean, what the fuck have you done to me?
I decided to fix a few things I didn't like. Trim the edges, as you might say.
Samantha, now is not the time to be fucking with me! We need to get me to a fucking hospital or something.
Oh, I've gone out enough for one day. You can go if you want. I'm going to put my feet up for the evening.
But Right, yeah. And how am I supposed to go anywhere without any legs?
Please and thank yous go a long way.
Oh, for Christ!
But don't bother with that now, Harry. That will be too little and in your case, far too late.
Samantha, I have had it up to here with this shit. What the fuck did I do to deserve this?
What you did, what you didn't do. None of that really matters now.
Please, Samantha, why are you killing me?
Kill you? I never want to kill you. I'm just trimming the fat. Taking out the trash. At first it was just your toenails. They were so long and disgusting and they dug into my legs whilst you slept. And you refused to cut them, so I decided to take it upon myself to do it.
Surely I would have woken up during this ordeal.
I thought as much, so I decided to drug your mashed potato with dinner this evening.
My toenails? Alright. How the fuck did the rest of this happen?
Well, as I cut your toenails, I thought about your feet. How they smelt so disgusting. The same feet that left shoes scattered around the flat for me to collect. Well, they simply had to go.
But my legs! You had my feet, but why my legs?
Oh, those legs. The legs that kicked me in my sleep. The legs that was so disgustingly hairy. It was very uncomfortable, I'll have you know. All I could think was how unfair was it that I should have to shave mine while you refused to shave yours. So I shaved them for you. And then I thought, why not shave them further? To the skin, to the bone. After all, these were the same legs that walked round bars every evening and returned at some obscure time to kick me in my sleep and scratch me with those foul hairs.
Oh God. Oh God, you bitch. I'll never walk again.
And then...
Oh no. Not Little Richard.
A fitting name. There wasn't very much to cut there. Only a tiny, little, unfaithful prick.
Fucking hell, Sam.
Then I worked my way up to your stomach. The stomach always too full to finish the food I made him. The food I spent long hours preparing. You also farted a lot in your sleep, but I can hardly blame you for that. I can't remember whether I cut out your liver or your lungs next. The liver drank too much, the lungs smoked too much. You get the idea. I do remember I cut out your heart last, though it was hardly satisfying.
Help! Help!
I had no complaints for your arms. They were fine and did me no harm. But they had very little use without your torso and hands. Your hands, of course, had to be removed. First, I cut off the left hand, the hand you held me with on our first date, the hand you signed our lease with, and the hand you patted Jenny Summers' arse with when you thought I wasn't looking at the house party last Saturday evening.
Oh, babe, I would never.
Shh, darling, I forgive you. It's a thing of the past now. Then I cut off your right hand. The blade was getting very dull at this point, but still, I took the patience to sever every finger, one by one. First, the thumb, which always changed the channel to something you wanted to watch. Then came the two fingers, which tapped ever so annoyingly as you waited for meals. Then the pinky finger, which you used to clean your ear, then proceeded to wipe on the furniture. Finally, there was your ring finger, a name that had very little meaning to you. An engagement ring that spent most of the time in the glove compartment box of the car you drove to that bitch's house across town.
Oh, no, I
that
never...
finger I enjoyed cutting the most, my darling.
Samantha, you must believe
There's
me.
no use lying
I never
now.
did anything of the sort.
It won't bring your hands back.
I'm not lying. You've got the wrong idea. You always were a pessimist. Glass half empty kind of a girl.
Pessimist! If you ever bothered to listen, you'd find I'm actually a glass half full kind of girl. Simply question what's in the glass. A realist, you could call me. You could hand me a glass half full of chocolate milk and I wouldn't believe for a second it was anything more than liquid shit like all the fucking lies that spew from your horrid mouth.
Why'd you stop?
Excuse me?
Why didn't you cut off the mouth that kissed Jenny Summers? Or the ears that never listened? The nose that drew desperately to Jenny's smell? Or the eyes that stared with lust at other girls and not at you? Why leave these? And not rid yourself of every horrible part of me?
Because somewhere I knew, deep inside you, there was the man I loved, the man that loved me. You don't know how much I longed to have that man back. Just like at school, before we got the flat, before you proposed, before we rushed so desperately for a domestic life, for him to see the error in his ways, rush back one afternoon and embrace me and apologise for all his misdeeds. But you never did you? I imagine you never even thought of it. So I decided, when cutting your toenails, that I would make the decision for you. That in time, you would understand. Could only look at me. Could only have me to listen to. Could only talk to me. Could only kiss me. Without temptation, without the ability to choose otherwise. You would love me. Maybe we rushed. That's not how a marriage should work. That's not how I wanted it.
Sam, I love you. I always have.
But at least I have your heart.
Sam, I love you, Sam. Sam? Come back, Sam. Sam? Babe?